makes so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
I think when you go back and watch last week's game, Mike, I think two things were at play. Number one, let's give credit to the defense. I think they did a nice job of identifying some of the easy layups we've seen this quarterback hit from a week-to-week basis. They took it away. They made him go to his second, third, check down through his progression. And then secondly, when the play did line up, when they did get the look they wanted, he just missed a lot of throws. So they know they cannot afford another pedestrian performance out of him this week. If he can play to the standard we've seen in weeks past, they can have a better chance of having a better result.
Third down, 3 to go. Back to throw. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Here's a first carry for their running back. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. We'll try again here. Second and 10. They'll stick with him again. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They got to do a better job.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
On fourth down, Daniel Wheelan is on to punt. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
He's coming off an incredibly productive game, Mike, where he was able to find the end zone 4 different times through the air and secure the win. But it wasn't perfect by any means. He played well enough to come away with the victory, but with that said, he has to clean up.
His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
This is an area of the offense, Mike, that's going to have to find its rhythm now as this game unfolds. They talked all week, come out early, get some completions, settle down this quarterback. Well, in return, he throws an early pick. It's too early to go away from the game plan. There's a lot of game left, but this passing game is going to have to get on track throughout the rest of this game.
The Lions offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They start with outstanding field position, trying to get the first points of this game. It'll be first and 10. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
They just have to be better on first down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on first down. That is the best down in football to attempt to pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
To the left side, catch made by McConkey. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down. The Lions going to turn things over to the field goal unit. This will be a 48-yard attempt. His kick is good. And the Lions will take a 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
And a solid run back there. They'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Texans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. He's building a case for the MVP. He is the leader in the NFL in touchdown passes as we move into the back half of the season. Right away, they'll set up to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. Whoa. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
They face 2nd down and 7. He'll look to throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Slot receiver headed right. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Texans going to turn things over to their field goal unit. Spotted at the 45. This is a 55-yard attempt. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Texans will tie the game at 3 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
This will be returned from the 2. Now an opening past the 30. The Lions offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll set out in search of a first touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3 as they start 1st and 10. Quick hitting slant there. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now, faking the give. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Quick throw, taken in. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. 2nd and a yard. Now they'll set up to throw. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing. Slot man in motion right. And he will have the first down. He caught it short of the lines of game, but knows right where that marker is, and he's able to pick up that first down. They'll look to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Handoff here, up the middle, and he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. A high throw there, but a nice job to go up and get it. And he's out of bounds in great shape. Down at the 15-yard line. That one's good for 29.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
Up the middle they go. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. This one caught at the 4. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
You can feel them starting to press a little bit, especially with this passing game. They find themselves so close to the end zone, they got to get it over the goal line. Got to be a little...
To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Houston. That touchdown, number 11 on the year. Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good. And the Texans take a 10-3 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. This drive will start on the ground. It's a pickup of about 3 to the 28-yard line. 2nd and 7. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should.
And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. Here's Daniel Whelan now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Second down and 3. Slot man in motion left. And that one is intercepted. Jair Alexander picks it off. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. We saw it earlier, the defense on the quarterback with the earlier interception. And now, Greg, not only do they pick them, they turn it into a pick 6.
And, Mike, the reality is this has just been a bad first half throwing the football. I mean, not only is it his second interception, but this time the defense gets their hands on the ball, and they're able to take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Extra point attempt to come here. His kick is good. And the Lions will tie things up. It's now 10-10. All level at 10 as this one's kicked off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Texans offense. And their running back set to go once more. He is the NFL leader in rushing to this point in the season, so he's hoping to put together a solid second half to try to take home the title. Right back to the air following that pick 6. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
It is a big-time play for Houston. 35 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays, and after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
look to throw yet again. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Tight end going in motion here. They'll look to throw again. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team. Back to the air one more time. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
So often, Mike, defenders are just happy the ball ends up in his hands, but not this guy. I mean, the catch was one thing, but then the party really got started. I mean, look at this return. He gets one block. He gets another. He's got teammates springing him all over the field, and this offense is lucky this didn't go all the way back for a pick 6.
The Lions offense ready to take over once more. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Lions going to turn things over to the field goal unit. This a 31-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Lions going to take the lead. It's now 13-10.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides. This drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Short pass taken in by the tight end. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Back to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire. So the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
Take it in, back at his own 12. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Lions offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. The tight end going in motion to the left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This one complete right side. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. This one caught by Chase. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down. after a gain of 7. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
To the left side, catch made by McConkey. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down. The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big...
Now a loose football. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
So as you start operating your red zone offense, of course it goes without saying, Mike, you're trying to score touchdowns. But the worst case scenario is that you bring your field goal unit and you at least try for 3. You have to protect the ball. Turnovers are the cardinal sin of red zone offense. In this case, they dodge a little bit of a bullet here. The ball comes loose. Fortunately for the ball carrier, his own team recovers it. They can keep their offense on the field and see if they can finish this drive. When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. Two minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. Greg and I back from Houston in a moment. Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
A safe kick taken at the 5. Good return, but he pays the price at the end. Picked up and thrown down. The Texans offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The deficit, 6 points. Touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Throwing over the middle. This one is complete. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Quick throw out wide. It's caught. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. It is a big-time play for Houston. 38 yards.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Texans.
Like we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The extra point is good. And the Texans will go up by a point here in the second quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. They'll throw out of the gun. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
He'll take this in back at the 16. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Texans offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. A toss left side caught by his running back. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw. Quick throw taken in. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. Hill drops to throw. Fires left sideline. That is complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston. They find the end zone through the air. Greg, that is one of the most popular plays because it works so often.
You're right, Mike. We see it all the time. It's a 4 vertical concept. But the key is you've got to stretch the defense and put pressure on the secondary. That's exactly what they were able to do here. They take advantage, and they go deep for 6.
Now, for the point after. He gets it to go. And the Texans are going to open up the lead to 8. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense going to get it one final time in this first half. The deficit is 8. As this drive begins with 1st and 10. A quick slant taken by Chase. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's out of bounds, but they take it to the red zone. Inside the 20. A huge play just before the half. 45 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
This one intercepted. Yeah. And he will be out of bounds. No time left on the clock. And that is the final action here in this 1st half.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. And it's the Bengals who are out in front as those two head towards the break. Devontae Smith, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head to Philly to see what's happening with the Eagles. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. A.J. Brown, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. As you can see, the score there in the 2nd quarter. Josh Allen with 3 touchdown passes.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. From the 6, here comes a return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. As we check the league leaders in passing yards, you can see he is right up there among the best in the NFL. To the air now on 1st and 10. He's across midfield. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things. A highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. Quick throw here is complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll try to run this one in. And looked like he may have had a lane, but the defense shut it down quickly. He did not get in. It'll be 2nd down. Texans. At his second touchdown of the game, numbers 11 and 12 on the season. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his fourth touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. He'll start at the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. That's going to be intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, like all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there is a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
First and 10. That is caught. What a throw. Touchdown, Houston. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. Now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. The extra point try forthcoming. He's got it. And the Texans will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The visitors' offense ready for this next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Looking middle, and he'll get it complete to McConkey. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. Now a handoff running right. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. bring Chase in motion. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
The home team's offense ready to see what they can do. Hey, Greg, this has been something to watch. Let's go through some of these highlights. Touchdown after touchdown after touchdown.
And this is one of those games where dreams are a reality, Mike, and you just can't ever predict when you're going to have a game like today, where just every play call, every ball that you throw, every option that you have downfield is wide open and productive. It's pretty incredible, the ability for them to continue to have their way with this defense, because barring some sort of change from this secondary where they come up with some answers, I don't even think they're done scoring just yet.
Now a give up the middle. Inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Texans. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
The extra point, up and good. And the Texans are able to extend the lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Lions offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. He'll be brought down after a short pickup to about the 29. Here's a 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Passing right side, and Chase has it. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate the call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Nice job by the defense there, stopping them short on 3rd down. Brings up 4th, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions.
And he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. Texans offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. And he was unguardable in the first half. You see the numbers as they try to add to those here in the 3rd quarter. He throws right side down the field, and it is brought in. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 79 yards. Touchdown, Houston. Extra point attempt still to come. He knocks it through. And the Texans add on to their already sizable lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Lions offense ready to take over once again. They'll do so with 1st and 10. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's going to have a 1st down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy. But if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd down and 8. I'll give on the ground, and he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Try to pick this one up on the ground. The Lions going to turn things over to the field goal unit. This a 46-yard attempt. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Lions will cut into that lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Texans offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout. Rolling downfield, right side, and it's caught. And he will score again. Touchdown, Houston. His big game continues. His 3rd touchdown this one. Numbers 11, 12, and 13 on the year. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
The extra point is up and through. And the Texans stretch things out even further. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up, I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. Right back to Chase. He's got it again. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Lions first down.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll look over the middle and find his running back. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. They'll look to throw yet again. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. And a nice gain there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. Here's 2nd and 2. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. There's that man again. Another catch.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself in your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. And he's going to get the first down. He is up past the 35-yard line.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass. You can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And the defense was ready for him this time. Did not have the same room to run. That one's no gain. Now this time they'll look to throw. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. get this one on the ground.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
The Texans set to punt this one away. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. The Lions offense about ready to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Back to throw here to begin the drop. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. They'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll throw out of the gun. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. Back to the air one more time. He'll go left side here and complete this one.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
This one finds McConkey. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards.
They'll look to throw again. Thrown left side. The catch is made. He'll drop to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man. This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And he's going to have the first down. An aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on fourth down. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. They face second down and 7. Back to throw. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. And the Texans are going to take possession here at their own 6.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Texans offense and their running back set to go once more. And it's looking like the win streak to start the year is going to continue for another week. What a tremendous performance here as they are out to finish this one off. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
It'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to their game.
So it's a win here for the Texans. Their winning ways continue. They've yet to be stopped as they remain unbeaten in the month of November. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.